A very good evening wherever you're watching us. A very good morning wherever you're watching us again. One, two, one, two, one, two. Okay. One, two, one, two. Greetings wherever you are. Join us again for this live discussion this evening on Moko TV. Of course, the political temperature is the show right now because we are blessed for another time to be with one and only Musa Akungu. You know, he has no habitation. He's a young politician, a young political analyst who gives you whatever it takes for you to gain and understand the political understanding because is a theory in Kenya haifikangi mwisho sana. Wherever you're watching us this evening, join us, welcome your friends, tell them we are here, like tell them to subscribe, welcome them. Let us grow the family of Moko TV because you bet on us, we better ourselves for your sake. And of course, before I let in our guests and or maybe the person, of course, Musa Kungum, we are going to discuss with that. There are some, there have been some of, there have been some headlines zenye zimekuwa like zikiwa vichwa vya habari ama kwa Kiswahili wanasemanga. So we have seen this evening, of course, Martha Karua being deported back to the country. We have seen over the weekend the former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, giving out his views on whatever he thinks 2027 will be, and of course Kithure Kindiki, the deputy president, the current deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, is said to be facing some harsh environment in his leadership as the co-advisor to the president. We don't know what's happening, but that is why we are here to be, of course, to engage in this discussion, and of course, and let you know. Musa Kunu, vipi mzee?
Niko sawa mzee. Sina mambo.
Weekend inaendaje mzee?
Weekend imekuwa fiti. Mambo tunaendelea mingi. Unajua Kenya every day.
Yeah.
Ndio inatokea.
Yeah. I know you support Chelsea and you must be proud. Like the last day we are here.
Wow.
So definitely we'll kick into the first story, of course. And this evening, one and only, the longest serving lawyer in the Republic of Kenya. She has been a presidential aspirant, of course, a candidate, that is, as we put it, in support Raila, Singina Kenya, peke yake. We are talking about Martha Karua. This evening she has been deported back in the country, as reported by authority, and she's safe in the country together with other two. They traveled to Tanzania to go and Tundu Lissu. How do you think is this, and of course maybe relating our relationship with that Tanzania?
Now, hizi ndio huwa zina happen when anarchy na tyrant zikuja pamoja. Unaona kama huko Tanzania yule mama anasumbua sana watu katika opposition.
Wanasema mitano tena.
Ati tano tena?
Mitano tena. Yes.
Hii ni kusumbua tu watu, wanasumbua watu.
Because I'm trying to read the mood in the country now, but like even the biggest artists, kina Diamond Platnumz, like Tano Tena, kina Harmonize, Alikiba, they are all in CCM, Chama Cha Mapinduzi. Yeah, so it's like the mood is good. They are feeling safe with mom.
If you feel safe, you won't be
your opponents. Unaona, if you feel safe, the mwananchi yako side yako, ungeachana na wale watu opposition. But ukiona opposition inakupea challenge, unajua tu mambo si mzuri, hapo ndo unaanza kuwakandamiza. Hakuna kitu inaenda vizuri, whether anakuwa supported na the big wigs, sawa watu wenye kuna majina, hakuna kitu inaenda poa. Yeye mwenyewe anafaa kae chini ajue mbona tunasumbuana na hawa watu. Mbona huyu ako jela, kwa nini wanasumbua Tundu Lissu? Na mbona lawyer atoke Kenya go and hear the case na wataki aingie. Naona sasa nakwambia hakuna kitu inaendelea vizuri. Ni mambo tu ya wa leaders wenye na feel unsafe, and those are the kind of leaders who are not working.
The issue of the Republic of Tanzania. Sasa ile Martha Karua amefika Nyerere International Airport, and then she was detained for some hours before being deported.
Hours.
Before being deported back. How do you feel about this?
Hiyo si ile picha poa ya international relations. Unaona hii Ministry of Foreign Affairs hapo pia wanafajiangalia sana. Hii ni vitu inaweza kuharibia jina, hata achana tu na between relation ya two countries, but hata ukiona nchi kama zingine ziko East Africa na yani around the world. Juu hakuna vile mtu anakuja huyu ni lawyer, huyu ni mtu akona visa, akona every requirement, alafu anakuwa detained for 6 hours na msemi mbona amekuwa detained. Unaona? Yeah, so ile picha poa. That is very poor foreign affairs. Ofisi yao imefail. Sijui ni ma-DVD ndio kwa hiyo nini ya Mudavadi should do something about it. Ndio ionekane kama picha mzuri.
How can Kenya take this situation of like the government has not spoken about this is a Kenyan. She has not committed any crime in Tanzania. So it's only Babu Wino has spoken about it. Babu Wino has understood he is in opposition.
Exactly. Ndio nakwambia the kind of leaders we have. Leaders who cannot
just in the region?
In the region, tuseme in the region.
Yeah, because if you say the kind of leaders we have.
In the region. Tuseme in the region. Haitakuwa rahisi mimi kama mimi ni Mkenya. Alafu mtu wako Uganda una expect aongee behalf of Kenya na yeye mwenyewe hata address issue na affect. So leaders wa region wenye wanafaa kuongelea hii kitu wa kwanza in the region ni wao watu wa Tanzania na wa Kenya kwanza ndio wanafaa ongee hata before tuende Uganda nini. But ingekuwa condemned, ungeona kama ingekuwa mtu mwenye kwa in the government ingekuwa condemned vibaya sana. But juni opposition, so unapata leaders wako reluctant sana.
So should we expect a now official report from the Tanzanian foreign ministry?
Yeah, we are expecting, but obviously hawatatoa juu huyo mtu alikuwa amekuja kuona Tundu Lissu. So it will be very difficult.
So okay, before to talk hapo hivyo, how do you say about Martha Karua? Of course, she has been a woman who many in the society who want to become. Ukiangalia like she's the current leader of PLP. Yeah, so the just new party she just formed, akatoka mambo na huko nyuma, and then akaform
People Liberation Party.
Yeah, so akaform a new party. And then prior to this, she was in Uganda, of course, on the same case, going to look into matters concerning Kizza Besigye. So tunaona like she's not only just focused on Kenyan issues, but she's trying to see how the welfare of the region can be. At least the people who are supposed to be leading the country, to be representing the country when it comes to Iyala.
Yeah. Sasa hapo ndio ina depend what country tunaishi kwa country ina gani. Ukiona leaders wenye tuko nao watu wanafaa kunominate ni Iyala. Raila Odinga comes and nominates a daughter. Anakuja nominate Winnie Odhiambo aende Winnie Odinga yani aende huko Iyala. Na wabongi kuhusu hizi story. Yeye nakwambia how our country has degenerated. Tunawacha wale watu wenye na feel kuwa wanaongelea hizi vitu, tunachukua watu wenye wako close to power, proximity to power, ndio wanaenda pale.
A family of power.
Sasa hiyo ndio kitu tunafaa kuongelea sasa hivi. Hizi vitu kama Martha Karua kusaidia watu wenye wako East Africa hapa. Hao ndio watu wanafaa. Yani those are the people who should be representing us.
Yes.
Yeah. Sasa lakini mambo ya hii nchi yetu bana, tunafaa to consider the leaders we choose. Yeah, hiyo tu ndio issue pekee. Yeah.
So and maybe before to talk hapo hivyo, do you say like there must be some agreement, because you say like the foreign ministry was speak about this. Wataangalia tu issue and then wachill.
Juju hata watatoa state.
Yeah. The case yenye inaendelea Uganda ya Kizza Besigye bado pia ako tu under maybe ameshikwa.
Yeah.
So leave alone that. I wanted to go direct to this point. The issue of Tundu Lissu ameshikwa sasa like under treason. Ni makosa gani like maybe inaweza peleka msee an opposition leader akuwe held in jail for treason purposes?
Unaona mtu akita makosa yako kama treasonous act, inamaanisha treasonous act ni act yenye inaweza fanya country, yani tuseme for example nikipeana na Kenya, tuseme for example if you do what, tuseme umefanya nini, yani treasonous ni kitu mbaya, yani inaweza kulead to death ama life sentence. Unaona hiyo ndio kitu
kama kupindua serikali.
Exactly, hizo ni treason,
because you understand Tundu Lissu has been under this. Kwa time amepigwa risasi 16.
Unaona sasa hizo vitu kaa hiyo. But hiyo yenye alikuwa arrested juzi, hii ilikuwa very petty, ilikuwa political sabotage, yani wanajaribu tu kumsabotage politically, but si mambo na treasonous. Sasa that's why unaona hata kama lawyers kama Martha Karua nakatazwa kufika pale. Hiyo ni mambo tu na politics.
Every force is trying to force mama aingie tena mitano tena, because we understand she gained this position after the death of one and only Magufuli. So is it like every force is just working to make sure that they're restoring her second term?
Yeah, wanataka tu ende 2 terms, but you see, if you want to feel the how the mood of the country, listen to the common people. Siangalia wale wenye wako juu. Leave these people live above the living standard. Angalia these the people who are living on average living level ya standard living level na below. How do watu feel the mood of the country? These people up here, they can afford anything. So whether they say the country is good, the country is not okay. Yeah. Sasa the same people are the ones forcing mama ende tambili. Wao utaona acha campaigns zianze hapo Tanzania ile. Utaona vile mambo kunaenda.
Before tutoke on international matters, niliona like I think is 2 weeks down, we saw President Museveni akisimamisha elections za grassroots kule Uganda, because Kenyans had traveled, maneuvered all along kwenda kuvote huko. How can you describe Kenya in its relation to East African countries?
Hiyo moja. Unaona Kenya, yani vile tuna control East Africa, si ndio space setters yani. Whatever we do tunafanya nile ro. And that hiyo ndio kitu imekuja from since June, zile protests za
last year
za finance bill. Vitu zimechange. Yani the way we are rolling ni vile tuna roll, yani ku make sure kila kitu hakuna country nacho nyuma in Africa, in East Africa and everywhere. During that time tuliona vile vitu zile happen in Bangladesh. Unacheki ile protest ilikuwa led by the university students. Sasa tukiongelea mambo na Kenyans wanavuka hapo ni UG. Ukiona Kenyans wanaenda, hiyo ni support. Unaona? Juu tell me why opposition leader bodyguard wake anashikwa. Unaona? Sasa Bobby Wine hawezi move freely. Yani ndio wanajaribu kusuppress power ya opposition. Hiyo sasa ndio support tunapeleka pale. Tunataka tu vitu ziwako for him.
So literally Wakenya walikuwa wanaenda kuvote in favor of
kama walifika huko juu, inamaanisha walikuwa na requirements za kuingia huko. Huwezi vuka tu border tu unaenda Uganda. Kumaanisha kuna vile hakuna document kadhaa zinazodhibitisha ako allowed kufika pale. But we don't, acha tungoje tuone vile kutaenda.
That is it. I think opposition leader, Martha Karua, she's safely in the country. She has given an official report akisema like she's back in the country after some detention in Tanzania. She's back and she is waiting to see on the next move kutakuwa kunaendaje. We hope like the government will condemn this, because it is not just okay. She's just going over the borders to make sure that all the human rights are respected. Why the government is holding Tundu Lissu, the opposition leader in Tanzania, is what we don't know. The reason we don't know. But we are looking into this. We'll keep you updated as things go by. So keep watching us on YouTube. Kama una to watch pale, let us know what is your view about Martha Karua being deported back in the country. Now, una feel like the Kenyan government is also trying to keep low about this and they know what is happening, or there's something fishy that we are yet to see, because unapata like the government has not given a report 6 hours and is just a nearby country. What if ingekuwa labda ni Vietnam, tungekaa karibu 3 days.
And by the speaking of that, ulisikia wakiongelelea story ya Vietnam,
Yes.
who was supposed to be given a life sentence. Mwenye alipata
Nduta.
Yeah, Nduta. You see, things like that ni country inatuangusha.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tell us in the comment section, what do you think? Like, is it right for Tanzanian government to detain a Kenyan lawyer for all those hours together with other two? And what should the government, of course, do in response to this? Babu Wino amesema niaje, if at all the president, that is Mama Samia Suluhu, wants peace, aongee kitu, or else will not accept her in the country whenever she's making some official visits to the state. So that is it. And of course, we are just going into some of the bigger or maybe eye-catching issues in political world that have been happening over this weekend. And of course, one and only, the cabinet secretary for tourism, none other than Rebecca Miano. She has been trending all over, that is from Friday and Saturday, of course, today being on Sunday, for showcasing her yoga skills. Amekuwa akionyesha her yoga skills, like, okay, I don't know what's so good about this yoga. If you can look at your screen, director Mr. Silas Aboge has some of those 4 pictures in a chat form. Alikuwa na showcase her yoga skills. Unapata amejikunja hivi, and then, I don't know. Okay, when we speak about yoga, is it okay? What is it like?
Okay, unajua kama we ni government, kama we ni governor, when you officer in the government, you don't serve the government, you serve the people of Kenya at the capacity of the government. Huyo CS akona personal account, na kuna account it is the ministry of tourism. Unaona picha kaa hiyo, angepost kwa personal account na ongelee mambo yake, hakuna mtu but kwa account yenye tukienda hapo tunapata ati ministry for cabinet secretary for tourism inakuwa ni shida. So nimeona lakini Kenyans wamemkota vizuri. I like the response from Kenyans. Wanamwambia, walikuwa wanamcompare na the lady from Rwanda. Wanamcompare and they say, you see this lady talking about tourism and all that. Na wetu ni huko anaongelea about yoga. I don't think ilimaliza kama 3 hours. Tena akapost another photo yenye watu wali depict kama anajaribu kusell hii nini ya beti inaitwaje, the dress where as in hiyo dresses zinapatikana kwa beti Becky, lady Betty ama Betty. So alipost image, mtu akamwambia, you see Madam CS, these are the kind of images you can post in your personal account. Because trying to market someone's when you stand for Ministry of Tourism, seek it to fit. And you see those yoga things, isn't it to seek attention? If you want to to post hata kitu ya karibu Kenya, unaona vitu kama hizo, those are the things you expect from someone.
Are Kenyans being too harsh on our leaders? Because you know they have a life. They are people like us. They have some feelings, and they also want to embrace the social platform. Okay, kama juzi pia, when you say like she was compared to a Rwanda cabinet secretary for tourism, and of course the other day we just had Kabogo, the ICT. Yes. Yeah, he was also trending, not maybe for bad or good reason, in between there. Are Kenyans just online maybe family too harsh on these people?
Hawako harsh. Tunataka competency match your standards, unaona. Huwezi kuwa mtu huu wenye if you want to talk about serious issue huko. When you want to talk about jokes and things that inaumiza Kenyans, you are the first one on the line. When Kabogo is given a chance to speak about ICT, he doesn't talk about it. But ikifika ya kuongelea about politics ni wa kwanza kwa line. This madam wa CS, vitu ngapi zimehappen in the country which could market Kenya? We haven't heard of for the last 2 weeks. Madam hasn't spoken about it. But for now, about matters yoga is the first. Hata si angekuwa Minister of Sports, at least we could understood.
We've seen Ababu na Mwamba doing the same. Just because he's a man is not receiving harsh.
But you know, Ababu na Mwamba was also cooked with the story of Yeah. You see, we are not harsh. When you do things right, how many CSS are there? And I'm very sure why have Kenyans not cooked this one for engineer Eric CS? Sijui alitolewa in the water.
And municipal cabinet secretary for water.
Umesikia hata even the people don't care because he's off social media, anafanya kazi yake. Ile vitu tunataka. Sasa kila mtu akuchukua media kuongea tu na kujibizana wa Kenya nayo utaweza. Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's clear from Musa Kungu. He says like you have your personal account as a national leader. Post those things on your personal account. Though Kenyans will come there again because we love cooking our leaders. We love chaos. But when you post these things there, we will be like, at least kuna heshima kidogo. And he says, of course, also, like post whatever is happening in Kenya, post the positivity so that when those tourists are coming, they are having somewhere to start with. Tell me in the comment section, why do you think Kenyans being too harsh on our political leaders so that they cannot, on our leaders of course, so that they also have feelings. They also have they impress the social media. But when they do something like seems not okay, we judge them. Are we not just seeing they're also just impressing social media? Because ukiangalia, we are of the days when ulipata like minister anakuwa a serious person. He's a serious docket, yes. But a minister anakuwa so serious, say like maybe be what, you know, Charles Njonjo, you know, walikuwa very serious. Hakuna event yenye ungemwona amevaa t-shirt. Hakuna event coat. Are we not just seeing like there is a revolution of how things are happening in matters state leadership?
But ukiangalia sasa the kind of those people au ni maboomers, unaona? Uwezi leta hiyo strict yako kwa watu kama sisi the Gen Z, vile wako sai. Ukileta your strictness, they will find a way to counter you. But all in all, bora ukwe mtu, whether you are strict ama unafanya na unachapa kazi yako vizuri according to the constitution, kila kitu ina run smoothly, no one will bother you. But mbona ukwe mtu kama huyu mwenye amesimamia mambo na this guy is called this PS mwenye anajibizana watu kwa Twitter, is immigration and something, who is in charge of IDs, identifications,
Alfred Mutua.
You go there in Huduma Center, unapanga line, you wait for 3 months, no ID, alafu then you come unaanza kujibizana watu kwa Twitter. I promise you, the next post una post, you will not rest for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, sasa tunakuwa tu harsh. The leaders pia wanajibeba. We respect wale watu wanajiheshimu. Yes.
We respect wale watu wanajiheshimu. I don't know where you're watching us from, but I'm seeing Publius Julius, who's likely and is on his way, of course, to join us in the next episode. Mofo TV podcast. It will be going live this evening. Anasema kazi safi. Tell us in the comment section, do you think like Kenyans are too harsh on these leaders, or we should just embrace the growth of the digital space? They are also showcasing their feelings and they feel happy when they receive our comments. I don't know. But then, Mr. Akungu, I will move into the next story, and it has not been received well. Over the weekend, the former deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, he had an interview with an online, of course, maybe online channel. Will not mention it. But of course, okay, alikuwa kwa Bina TV. Alikuwa anasema, alikuwa maybe an engagement too, and a conversation with Kenyans through the online platform. And of course, one of the remarks that were carried out is when he gave out his statement saying like things will not be same if IEBC mess up with the 2027 general election. 2007, everybody who is around 15 years of age and above knows whatever happened or can be reminded whatever happened. He says 2007 will be it will be Christmas for whatever is to happen in 2027, if at all the IBC leadership messes up with the election. Kenyans have received this and they have responded back. Leaders have received this and they have responded back. How do you think like a national leader like this one goes on to remind the Kenyans of the very sad moment every Kenyans remember? Your utterance ina depend ulikuwa uko which side, unaona. But ukiwa mtu kama mimi mwenye una think optical, yani unaona vitu vile zinaenda, uko na hizo condemning zime happen. MPs wa ODM wa UDA wameunga sana.
Murkomen ameongea leo, Kindiki amebonga, and those ADM MPs. But mi nilichukulia story hivi. Rigiji alikuwa anaona vile the Erasta Sendong huyu ABC chair aliletwa on the limelight, ilikuwa last minute. Na huyu jamaa alikuwa deputy, I think, was someone working in the State House. So okay, vile tunaona vitu zikienda, it's like something is they are trying to cook something in the IBC.
Yes.
And to be regarded as a hiyo, yeye mtu amekuwa kwa system. Anajua nini system inapanga.
Yes.
Hata kama watatumia tactics different, but wanajua kitu system inapanga. So a statement ilikuwa inaenda hivi. Mimi nikichukulia, unaona ama jamaa, if they at all ruin juu this time, I'm very sure TikTokers watakuwa very active kwa polling stations. People will be streaming these things.
Yes.
Results nasomwa pale, mtu wa TikTok ashaeka kwa TikTok live before hata Citizen waeke pale sijui total nini.
Yes.
Watu wanaadukwa na makalamu. So kualter kualter result pale italeta rage sana kwa citizens. Unajua the highest population ni mayouths. Watu right kwa 18 to 35 hapo. Hao ndio wamejaa kwa ballot papers. If you take this use for granted, mtu anajua tu vizuri youths wengi tuko hivi, na hiyo italeta hiyo rage kama the same thing ili happen in the finance bill protest.
Yes.
Mtu ajui kwa nini anaenda ukimuuliza we mbona utaki finance bill, anasema tu finance bill ni mbaya. The same thing utauliza mtu mbona utaki outcome ya rais, hiyo outcome wameiba, utasikia tu wameiba. Unaona? And for what I know, the population ya sahi wenye tuko wengi si watu tunapenda violence, tunapenda tu fight for our rights. Yeah. So I don't expect hata kama itakuwa kitu kama, hakuna kitu itakuwa kama ya 27 unless some boomers na millennials waletea akili yao, but I'm so sure Gen Z na ama Gen Alpha hakuna mtu anaenda hapo kuwana ati juu ya leader fulani. We only want kila kitu you work on a right way. Yeah, si expect any violence, act of violence, but ku protest nayo watu wata protest just like vile tuli protest before. Si ati kuwana unaweza express your opinion, si lazima mtu adedi ndio. And of course you know what happened in the protest, watu walikuwa naua watu.
Yeah.
Gen Z were not killing fellow Gen Z. Yeah, hakuna polisi aliuawa, lakini mbona kuna protesters walikufa.
To this statement now, a national leader says like 2007 will be a Christmas. Now to those families that are lost their beloved one during that post-election violence, what message is Rigathi Gachagua sending to them?
Huyu jamaa ongele about kualter results.
Yes, ni kidonda. Of course, he's doing he's doing this in favor of protecting the election and getting the current president out of the office. Yeah. But now to that family, that mother, that father, that grandmother who lost their beloved ones. Ni kama kidonda, unaenda una like ni kama kovu, unaenda unalichipua tena. How is he feeling in his mind? Is he much concerned about election more than life?
Yeah. Ndio maana tunakwambia Rigathi Gachagua is not even an option to be near power. Yeye pia si option. Si ati tunamtetea hapa tumbali tumekaa. Personally siwezi mtetea ati arudi kwa power juu when he was there he did nothing. So hata hizi anti-races kama alisema, mimi naweza add tu the relevant agencies wachunguze, na wakimpata ni uchochezi, yeye ndiye atiwe baroni, mimi sina shida. Kama ni uchochezi, yeye pia face to the law. Hakuna mtu above the law. Yeah, kama ni uchochezi na kuna vile inaleta some feelings kwa public, yeye pia face to the law. Atukanyagi story. Yeah.
So that is it. Before I think tuendelee kidogo, let me get us some of the comments zenye some of the different leaders were giving out. Okay, the statement after making this statement, of course, wengi walikuwa wanasema like he's trying to take us back to the days like how Kenyans almost banned and everything. So kuna different leaders who are giving their opinions, and wengine walikuwa nakashifu walikuwa wamesema, and others were not were in support of the same. So we saw, of course, one and only Kapsaret member of parliament, that is Oscar Sudi. He said like that was reckless and stupid statement. He said like that was reckless and stupid statement. What do you think about it? Okay, we'll just have a few, but about Oscar Sudi.
Oscar Sudi pia ni reckless talker. Yeye pia anaongea tu reckless. Yeah, if we don't sugarcoat, he also talks very recklessly. But of course alikuwa na express opinion yake akimuita wa Munyoro against something like that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's when nakwambia kama ni kitu mbaya alisema hata tu yeye pia face the law. Yeah.
Susan Kihika, the governor of Nakuru, said like we need peace. The events in 2007 should never be politicized. Any leader threatening our unity must be condemned. Amekuwa US kidogo, then she's back in the country. She's catching up with the trend. Ndindi Nyoro says anyone threatening our peace is an enemy of the nation. He has not announced that is Ndindi Nyoro. He has not announced literally where he is. Yeah, but I think he also condemned the issue. So I think I don't know because they have the whole issue about who is going to regard the Gachagua side and who is not. Of course, Junaid Mohammed said Gachagua should know war has no winners, and that is the minority leader. I'm a majority. I don't know how the court says. William Kabogo says peace is not a bargaining chip for political seats. If Gachagua wants to fight, let him face Ruto directly and not involve Kenyans.
Sasa tukienda na hiyo comment ya
Kabogo.
Ako very quick comment on politics yani but
more than ICT.
Hata ongea mambo hata tunasikia tunaelekea wapi. Ndio unashanga mbona wanachukiwa. Kitu Gachagua alisema jana ya shaji. Mambo ya tumekuwa tukimuuliza tangu ingia ofisi.
Yes. Martha Karua, of course, she recently visited Wamunyoro. She came and she also gave her sentiment akisema like niaje, the events of 2007 are still fresh. Our people were the biggest victims. We will reevaluate leaders in our coalition. Divisive characters are not welcome. I'll come back to that. Morana Kebaso says Gachagua could sponsor violence just to send a message to Ruto. He must be condemned by all priorities. And then, of course, the Archbishop, ACK Archbishop, that is Jackson Ole Sapit, came in, and then Pia Kasemaniaje. We will issue a full statement on Gachagua's unfortunate remarks tomorrow, which is today. We are waiting to see if he has already released it, and then we'll get you informed. And then NCSC, his words are dangerous. Hii ni national is a national board about mambo ya kuleta ghasia. His words are dangerous. Anasema we won't allow anyone to set the stage for anarchy. Peace is not negotiable. And of course, Governor Waiguru alikuja akasema niaje, that was very shameful, unwise and reckless. But now to the comment in Martha Karua alisema just as mbio tukienda. Martha Karua said the events in 2007 are still fresh. Our people were the biggest victims. We will reevaluate leaders in our coalition, which means there's a coalition. Okay. Divisive characters are not welcome. Recently she visited Wamunyoro. Wakaenda wakasalimiana wakakuwa na maombi ya pamoja. So I believe like there is an opposition coalition kando na Azimio that is information as the sentiment says. And of course saying like we will reevaluate our leaders. What does that mean?
See, unajua at this point kila mtu anataka kusikizwa. Nani ako na say, nani anaweza move numbers. So akisema wanaweza reevaluate the leaders. Nikawa wanaweza na nani tumeform now coalition. Hizo ndio hiyo kitu anajaribu kumaanisha hapo. Ni nani tuko nao, wanasema vitu zinatu divide ama zinatu unite. So akiona ni kama wewe you are not atuongei sauti moja, kwa itabidi umetembea.
Kenyans have been vibing with regard to Gachagua, akisema like skiza ground, anasema one term of course, and the other main headlines that have been going through. Do you think this statement can click into Kenyans' mind and think twice towards supporting whatever regard Gachagua has for Kenyans? Because it's a decisive statement, of course. It's a statement that you get it different, I get it different. Our understanding is not the same.
Gachagua should be nowhere near power. Na whatever he says, aseme kitu inasaidia kila mtu wananchi. Unaona? But saying that we will do whatever Gachagua wants, ama Kenyans should do whatever Gachagua wants, that is a wrong processing. Unaona? Hiyo ni kwenda the wrong side. Whatever iko on the table ni, this guy was in the government. He never talked like this was in the government. Time ametumuliwa ndiye anajokuongea the way he's speaking right now. So what do I mean by this? If Rigathi Gachagua knows, he means that for the benefits of yani wa Kenya, acha wa Kenya chague kiongozi anataka asijiforce kwa watu, unaona? Yeye support agenda za watu but asijiforce ati ndio leader pale, unaona? Ingekuwa the best thing hata ipatia reform, hata angacha square party leader, ako tu someone in the party, because you are someone who was in the government and you knew your government ulikuwa ni wewe ulikuwa main script writer ukikuwa kugava. So hizo vitu wanasema bana akae chini kidogo.
He said also in that
insider sana.
Yeah.
You see there isn't easy nini ana hold rallies ni nini. Is an insider. Yeah.
He also says in the recent discussion that he regrets not signing to shares. He really regrets because he says Mudavadi and Wetangula were given 30%. And he believed the president, to an extent, he didn't see the need of signing anything. Do you think think as much as maybe a new party called DCP, the next coalition that is going to be formed, opposition coalition, is going to be a shareholding coalition?
This guy na mambo ya shareholding.
Yeah.
Na ndio nakwambia huyu jamaa afai kuwa ni ya power. Huyu jamaa kiingia tu kwa power hivi kila kitu kwa mind yake na change. Talking about shareholding ni kumaanisha kuna group na segregate. You're segregating some groups yenye if someone doesn't support you, kumaanisha he doesn't need to get anything from you.
Yeah.
And we don't roll like that. In Kenya, whether you voted for a president in this region, development inaendanga na equity. Depending on population, the size of the area, resources inakuwa hivyo. But ukiongea about shareholding, a region that doesn't give you votes doesn't receive any development, any capital. That's what alamina shareholding. Kama umeform coalition na ikawin, say in being in the government,
Yes.
only the regions iliwa support na watu waliwa support wanakuwa kwa government. So mambo ya shareholding, so ina depend kama ulikuwa na 30% shares, unakuwa na your value na 30% na watu wenye wanakuwa appointed, vitu kama hizo. And that is not a good thing. Hiyo tunaelekea kwa siji tunaelekea wapi. Yeah.
So mambo ya kushika shareholding should not be a matter of priority.
Hiyo is priority.
So that is it what Gachagua was saying in the previous discussion. Before we go on to what he was saying today, let me see what you have in the comment section. Of course, keep welcoming your friends, wakaribishe. If you're watching, of course, let me know where you're watching, of course, from, and tell me, what do you think about regarding Gachagua's statement? Is it a statement that is going to make Kenyans think twice of whatever he is? Because he has been residently vibing with Kenyans. What he says is what Kenyans are after. But then, to this issue of him saying like a 2007 will be a Christmas if I told the IBC body will try and mess with the 2027 election, I don't know how you take that. Tell me in the comment section. Unaona hii mambo ya Gachagua itatupatia shida ama tutafanya namna gani? We are still under Rigathi Gachagua because he is the man of the moment. We are still like giving out analysis of whatever he says because we are closely following. He is like the current of opposition leader. So we'll give it an ear, whatever he says, because we are following at what he says. Like it is a statement that we are after, of course. And now leo alikuwa pia kwa mambo ya kanisa kidogo, and then akapita kusalimia watu yake. I will want you to give me your statement again. Sijui kama utarudia whatever you said in the previous discussion, but this, since he formed this party, he has not even gone to Mombasa. He has not gone even to Kisumu. He has not even gone to northern Kenya. He's just revolving around Mulima, Githurai, Mulima, Githurai, Mulima, Githurai. Is he a national leader or is just a Mount Kenya, like a crowd mover?
Nimekwambia huyu jamaa, his main aim, hata if hata Ruto vai na asiwin, na mtu mwingine awin, yako sawa. His main aim ni kustop to Ruto. And that's why he's trying to block the votes za Mount Kenya. Anataka tu to make sure the people of Mount Kenya move against this man. That is the biggest win he can get in the next elections. And that's why you see him just maneuvering around Murang'a, Nyeri, Wamunyoro, just in the surrounding.
Mlima tu.
If he could be a serious national leader, sange kwa amesha move, going to the grassroots, huko Lamu, someone going to Kilifi, huko chini. Downtown,
sell the agenda of DCP.
Exactly. Going to Nyanza, yani to popularize his party. But you see what he's doing. Hata kama wewe ni nani unaona tu jamaa akutuna hesabu zake.
You know the mountain when we talk about mountain, is a high place, like you know the topography ni mlima is a tower, like. So is he just sitting at the mountain and watching what is happening over the country? Because I'm saying this in relation to leo alikuwa, I think bado tu kwa mlima, whichever the county it was. But he gave an ultimatum warning to the government. Akawambia mkijaribu kushika natembea. We will also cross the road so that those people will not.
I don't know if your statement ilikuwa very funny.
Yeah.
He says that if the governor of Natembe is arrested in Trans Nzoia,
yes,
the roads in Mount Kenya
will be good. So that those people
cannot move. Nothing will be moving. Hii ni kuonyesha huyu jamaa anataka tu yani create tu a scenario where
a mood where
anasikika tu hapo mbele yako.
Just want to say relevant.
Hivyo tu.
Is okay, it's not okay, but can you say he loves moving crowd?
Yeah, and he's good at that.
Because you've seen he's so vibrant, just like Raila in his prime.
Anajua to engage the crowd. So if in case atashikana na mtu anataka leadership, itakuwa advantage kwake. But pia hii mambo ya kuarrest Natembeya sio good move. Yeah, si good move according na vile vitu ziko safe for the government.
According to your understanding, what has Natembeya done that is under the watch of the government?
So issue ni kupinga government, to criticize the government.
Is he going antagonizing the government, or is just trying to tell the government reality?
Anasema reality. This person was in the system here pia. If you are a regional commander,
yes,
you can
Rift Valley, where the current president comes from.
Exactly. And the largest province.
And of course, being the regional commander, he used to report to the deputy president.
Directly. Who was William Ruto by that time.
Yes.
You see? Hii ni kuona tu this.
There's a fallout?
Kuna fallout definitely. Juu kuna mtu kama regional commander kusupport after amekuwa governor. Yes. Na matters of security. Yes. You see? This is a sensitive issue yenye. Kuna mtu kama wewe ya kusupport, hata wewe mwenyewe unaanza kufeel guilty. Huyu jamaa anaweza toboka siri mingi sana. Anajua vitu mingi. So lazima tu amintimidate kiasi, wamthreat hapo na harass, aone kama ata cool down the temperatures zake za siasa, aone kama ata shift sides, unaona. Things like that zina happen. We know our country vile na roll. Yeah, but kumarrest itakuwa very one bad move.
Let me go into before we come back to the man of the moment. Let me have some comments here. Anaitwa Ken Hoodrich. Thank you very much for watching Ken Hoodrich. Asema bro, just relax. Party imeanza juzi, mambo bado. Itashangaa. Okay, it's all right. And then another comment says, Yusuf the car doctor. It's criminal to be right when your government is wrong. Oh, that's it, man.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
In regard to Gachagua, in regard to
Natembeya, exactly.
It is a criminal to be right when your government is wrong.
Exactly. And that make a lot of sense.
All right.
And those are one badass quote.
As it the fruits of democracy that Moi was warning us from?
Democracy in Kenya.
Multi-party and whatever thing.
Multi-party iko fiti, but sasa Moi alikuwa anatuwarn, but yeye pia alikuwa na hesabu zake. So naelewa the mzee vile alikuwa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now you are a fellow youth, of course. I am a fellow youth, of course. I'm not that old. You are not that old. In regard to the space youth are going to take in the next general election, we have seen Didi Nyoro taken out of the committees in the parliament.
Yes.
Of course, alikuwa anasimamia finance. And then Babu, he has been very vocal. And the likes of Kina Peter Salasia, Kina Morara Kebaso.
Nani Salasi alikuwa anasema amepelekwa sasa komiti ya Katari. Atimetoka kwa komiti ya regional. Sasa ameka kwa Katari ni ya parliament. So no, those changes.
These are some of the bright minds, of course. We are some of the bright minds. Let us include ourselves there. We are some of the bright minds, but I think there is an issue of divide and rule. Poverty has taken us to where we are not deserved to be. I'll not major on poverty. I'll go direct to the point. Is there any plan, any aligning minds that the likes of Babu, Ndindi Nyoro, Peter Salasia, and all other vibrant young leaders in the government and those who are outside the government, are they having some idea, or can you see a coalition coming up? These like minds.
Unaona, these young people and bright minds, they have an opportunity to join ama to form their own, but itakuwa rahisi. So see, they're very quiet about this mambo ya parties. They know if you are working, and at this time, by the way, if you are a working leader for an elective post, and you come to these people, they'll give you the vote. So itamaanisha vile au Raila Amolo Odinga Yesu kama uko kwetu, and when he raises your hand, ni hivyo ati wewe umeenda umeshinda. This time inaenda kuwa very different. This way these leaders are very reluctant, And I want to sharp sana. If you see a leader like Babu Owino not picking sides and falling out with ODM because of leadership wrangles, he knows what he wants. He knows he wants to be the governor of Nairobi. I'm telling you, whether Babu Owino atapewa ticket ama atapewa, atasumbua whoever will be supported up there. You see? So talking about that, if Babu and Peter Salasya and those people, wakitaka, ina depend wanataka seat gani. So it depend kama wanaenda na chama or not, but either way, those people are loved by the young generation for the whatever work wanafanya. Look at Babu Owino in Nairobi, Embakasi East, Didi Nyoro huko Kiharu, Peter Salasya huko home, vitu wanafanya ni vitu zina make sense. Hata ukiweka kwa social media, these are things that you can see. Yeah.
Talking about Peter Salasya, of course, I know we're just running behind time. He has been all over the country, in some more part of the country. He has been to Mombasa, he has been to mountains, he has been all of Western, of course, trying to sensitize an issue that by 2027 he'll be 35 years of age, and required age for a Kenyan youth to vie for the presidency. So I will not fear to ask this question. This is a member of parliament who is assigned some of the duties by the Wananchi. He is entrusted by the government, given funds to run a sub-county.
Yeah.
You understand? And he's having a national tour, selling the agenda. It's the right thing. We are not against that.
Yeah.
People are asking, who is hiding behind Peter Salasya?
Peter Salasya.
Because he recently showed us his payslip. And people are really...
Ilikuwa imekatwa.
Yes, imekatwa pesa. Kuna huwezi enda Nairobi, Mombasa, urudi mara 10. So what do you say? Like, is there a face behind Peter Salasya, or this is just a self-driven agenda?
For whatever in Kenya, once you're already a leader and you can move some numbers, finances will never be a problem, regardless of who is giving you the finances. You see, you can get like on a well-wishers. You see, there are just people who are kind-hearted on this guy, and maybe he's not even going to vie. He just want to sensitize the civic education. Mambo yake ni civic education. Anasema enda kuvai, and long last atasema wameninyima certificate and clearance kwenda kuvai. And whatever is doing is civic education to educate to the youths, the entire country. But about finances, is fake kwa shida kama as long as you are a leader, pesa itakuja. Kuna organizations zitakufund. Yeah, and there's an organization inafund watu hata you were talking about the other day. Inaweza kufund pesa. Hiyo si pesa si shida. Bora ingia kwa elective position, ziko aligned pamoja. Yeah.
So you say like there's no Kenya should not be worried. You should not be worried. There's a major face.
Ati huko nyuma Salasya. Mimi hata akili yangu ati kuko ati anaweza kuwa sponsored na mtu wa juu. Okay, Kenya politics na kuanza kubebana ufala, but I don't think anaweza fika to that situation yenye anakuwa hivyo desperate as a leader vile anachapa kazi vile yako. I just think Maliana amekuwa donated do. I just hope ni malifiti, but see our political figures wenye wote anawaharibu huku nini huku kwa public space. Yeah.
Going through some comments here, of course. If you're watching, welcome your friends from Be Like We're Here. The show is running. The discussion is so hot here with Musa Kungu. And we are just some few minutes away because mkwambia kuna podcast in a come later on this evening. Those people who are watching, of course, tell me in the comment section, whom do you think Rigathi Gachagua is going to support? And of course, his statements kama zita break Kenya, ama zita unite Kenyans. And of course, if you think like young leaders like Peter Salasya are being used as scapegoats, or maybe people are hiding behind them to run the agenda. Yusuf Dika, Dr. anasema Kenyans, amerudi tena the new comment. Anasema Kenyans, we should be careful. Last time we were told wheelbarrow was the way.
Yeah, it was the way.
And there's the man. Now the same friends are telling us skio is the way. Skiza ground.
Skiza ground or skiza Kenya. So nothing is so funny. What's that ikijia kifanya skiza ground?
So he comes and then anasema like then they will invite each other in the next government. My brother, my elder brother, my young brother, I was the Secretary General of that party. You know,
sign MOU.
Hey, we have an MOU. Let us work for Kenyans.
Yeah, let's form a broad-based government.
That is it. Musa Yusuf the car doctor anasema. Then anasema pia Salasya aoe kwanza, ajue kuongoza familia, then awache bangi, apunguze pombe. Yusuf, are you just okay? You're just bitter with Salasia.
Yusuf anapiga Salasia. Anafaa kutuambia hapo hivyo. Analipoti na juu. Unaona kama Salasia ni yuka mimi najua. Youth tunapenda shit, tunapenda kujibamba yani. But Salasia yana overdo kuiweka sana kwa media.
But he says he differentiates this. Akona ile life, just vile nimekwambia Rebecca Miano akikuja aseme I can do yoga, of course those styles stingo deadly. Okay. And then anakuja tena anaongoza ministry. Sasa ile watalii wanatoka US UK wakikuja meet her. Now Peter Salasia anawaambia I'm just a human being like Buddha. Okay, kama anavuta hewa zake mzuri. Of course he has been posting over the social media his lifestyle. Anasema hana bibi. There is an interview he went and then like mtu alikuwa anauliza like mbona hujapata bibi, and then he was like saizi atuongelee mambo ya bibi. You know, he's so interested with the national leadership. So kusema like awache bangi like as Yusuf anasema is it how youth bring each other down?
Sijui mimi if I talk about youth leadership huwa naongea about their progress, their development and all that. But if I'm talking about these other leaders, I have to cook them because they've been in the game for so long. So I must check their bad influence kwa the youth. Yeah. But
okay, thank you very much Yusuf. Umesema we are watching from Somalia. Say hi to the Somalian.
Somalia is Lee, hapa is Lee. Yeah, watu is Lee sana.
Say hi to the Somalian nation, and of course we are preaching peace in whichever the part of the country or East Africa or of course Africa at large. So that is it. Keep watching. Welcome your friends, tell them like tuko hapa hivi, waambie subscribe bana. Let us grow together as the Mofo family. This is the political temperature, a show that is running here on Mofo TV. Of course, Nyuma Camera, I've seen good pictures, is one and only Silas Dalmas, the producer of this show. So we'll move on to the last point of discussion this evening because I think we are having a next program. Ukiangalia like maybe now the state of the country as it is right now, I think like watu wanarusha maneno. There is a lot of people who are throwing in words, but there is a fear of now just coming together. That is aside. Now the next thing, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, that is Kithure Kindiki. Yeah, this is a lawyer by profession. Of course, he is a lawyer by profession. And okay, whatever the facial expression shows that he is somebody under some instruction. The facial expression, I repeat, the facial expression is like he's someone who is under some instruction from a high authority. And then today he was at alikuwa maombi ya pamoja wanaita interdenominational, that is it in Busia, and the governor was missing. That is Paulo Roma. You know, governor
walikuwa Busia.
Yeah, the state representative come out to say like I was to say Farouk Kibet, but it's not okay, I don't know. So
akienda
mahali unapata like the governor has to be there, the governor of the country, and of course the area,
those commissioners,
the governor, the maybe women rep, and the member of parliament. But today Governor Utoma was missing, and Kenyans are taking it different. Like nobody wants the tone of the government. Is it true or maybe vitu tokea?
Hakuna kitu tokea. This is politics. And of course ukiona Paulo Roma, governor wa Busia, hajakuja kusema had this engagement, we definitely know what happened. I don't know, this government sometimes is very funny. They tell you a night two will be coming there. There's a day I saw a notice being released sa city ya usiku. Sijui ilikuwa notice ya nini. But a gazette, a national gazette being released midnight.
Hours to event.
Yani usiku kabisa. Unashangaa what's happening. So if I'm talking about imambo na government, labda hata wali-inform governor very late. Hakuna kitu angefanya.
Other issues. But people from Busia engaging with some of them, they told me like the governor is not in good time with his county people because he feared he will be booed when giving out his speech. Yeah. So he is.
So shida ni akona shida na wananchi. And that's very niseme
petty of him.
Not petty. I'm trying to find a term.
Unethical or whatever.
You could diminish the government. Yes. If you can run away from your employer, you see, the voters are the ones who employed him. You are running away from your employer. That is very. Let me find a word. But hapo governor alifanya kitu ya ufala sana. Uwezi kutoroka kuaddress watu unafaa kuaddress issue zao ni watu unatorokea. Hao ndio watu wamekuwa kwa ofisi. This is very bad and of course if we were to talk about this governor, tungemcook ni wa ODM.
Paul Tuma.
ODM. This chama itakuja kuangamiza wa Kenya sana. But kama ali miss because of that, I thought that a political issue. But kama ali miss because of being good, shame on the governor Banze.
Our friend Yusuf the car doctor now there Samaniate. Kindiki is being forced to hit Gachagua. Ruto is forgetting that the two cannot be separated. See how Gachagua never hits Kindiki.
By the way,
so is it like because I told you ukiangalia the facial expression of the deputy president, he's someone who feels like he's not operating in his authority. He's under kind of interaction if you try to read the mood.
But kama wewe ni mjanja utanotice Kindiki is not a politician. He's not a good politician. He's just a good
he's more of a leader and a lawyer.
He's just a good leader.
Negotiator.
Professional things, vitu kama hizo. But we want to force him mambo na politics atakufail big time. And that's why you see is very few by the kwa mdomo ya wa Mnyoro atajui sana because yeye ni kama vitu anafanya by the way according unajua unaweza you can look at a man mwambie naye kuna kitu ana force issues hapa that's what he's doing. Hata ukiona akiongelea his political takes ziko very off
ukiona akiongelea his political areas ziko very off and then kama ziko sponsored na the script tell me in the comment section, is our deputy president operating under his authorities his under some authorities under some of instructions? Tell me, what do you think of the one and only Kithure Kindiki with the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya? Yusuf the car doctor anasema nilihepa siaya. Okay. Yusuf the car doctor anasema Puntland. Anyway, to the last issue of discussion this evening, nilikuwa nasema like we cannot finish this without touching the MOU. ODM and the current government are in agreement through an MOU about various issues. And now we find it this way. The Secretary General of ODM party, that is Sifuna, Edwin Sifuna, he has been like hata alikuwa anasema hata juu MOU ni nini. You understand?
Hata broad based
ajui hata what is broad based ni nini.
So ita tu hivyo ni broad based.
But it's the same person we saw there during the unveiling.
Akishika ile MOU.
And now to this issue, it is Western, the leasing of the sugar companies. Today tumeona Godfrey Osothe amesema like the president is not going in the right direction by allowing these sugar companies to be leased out.
Na zilikuwa zifanyiwe nini? Rais akiwa huko alisema zitafanyiwa nini hazikuwa zikuwe list. Zilikuwa zilipo sijui madeni zao ziishe na iendelee kuoperate. So
the prime cabinet secretary, that is Musalia Mudavadi, has always been of like where we cannot work, we'll give it out to these company, we'll lease them. They will be revitalized or revived and come back to operation.
And leasing it inachukua how many years? Leasing
it is 30. Okay, more than 30 years of course. Some take more than 30 years and zingine zina take too long. So what do you think? Of course, in the first place, let us look at this issue in leasing. The government leasing a public company. Is it like we cannot accomplish this task? Please, a private company, a private partner, come in and help us. Or the process might take a slow direction, and Kenyans want employment, and the farmers want their sugars to be processed into sugar.
First things first, hakuna kitu inafaa kwa list. Nothing should be leased.
And this is government.
This is the government leasing. And you see this mambo ya leasing, the government has been insisting. Tulikata mambo ya JKA kuwa list kusiji kwa Mwarabu ama Muhindi. Hii mambo ya leasing, these things that are taking us back. If you lease something to a private investor for more than 30 years, to mean a youth who is 25 years will have to wait something like 55 up to 55 years ndio apate employment kwa hiyo, because the person who is leasing it is the person responsible nani ana employ kwa in the company. Juu company ni kama ni yake. So this issue of leasing si kitu mzuri, and you are going in a very wrong direction. And that's why you see people of ODM are now trying to fight back hii mambo ya MOU because wamesikia mambo ya leasing. It is not going towards the people, inaenda against the people. The government iko na capacity ya ku renovate this and clear the debts ya watu au wakulima wa miwa wote, and the companies can run, employment can be created in those regions. So hii yote it happens and we come back to the matters of incompetence. Ama leaders tuna nini ndio wako incompetent. Minister of agriculture tujasikia kama anaongelea hii story sana sana. Ni huu minister of madividi wanaongea juu they have the shares in the government. Hiyo shares about they're just trying to protect their interest in the government. Yeah, but if I was to speak for the people of that region and speak about Kenyans at large, those companies should not be leased.
Just because we signed an MOU,
yeah,
does it mean like
we cannot agree with on everything? We cannot agree on everything. We work for the people of Kenya. We don't work for the MOU. Yeah, and MOU is something that can be revived. Unaona, if we sign with you an MOU, there are procedures zenye tunaweza fuata tuone hii clause iko fiji. Let us nini, but you don't hurt the Kenyans to accommodate your ego because it is an MOU. It cannot be changed, and you have to work together. No. Yeah.
So nisome hii comment hapa hivi tukimalizia from our friend. I think I will have to negotiate, tuongee kidogo Mr. Yusuf, tupatane, will come so that you can shed some light about whatever you think. We are not Yusuf anasema, Yusuf the car doctor anasema Kindiki style of doing thing is Kibaki. Remember the two were left to decide on who should be the DP. For age, Kindiki left it to GACHAGUA. These two are close kabisa. How do you lease a company that people have invested in?
Exactly. Because of an MOU, that's so wrong.
Because of an MOU leasing a company, that is so wrong. I think for tonight's discussion, we'll bring it to an end there. Like what is happening in the coming week, because there's a lot that always goes up in the political arena. And of course, we are just calling for unity. The statement by the former deputy president, that is GACHAGUA, should not be used to decide to be decisive to Kenyans. Musa Kungo has said it so clear, like it depends on which side are you that you received the statement. So whatever GACHAGUA said, he said it. Of course, we understand like there are people who faced some difficulties, who lost their beloved one during the 2007 post-election, but that should not be a decisive statement. We should just bury the hatchets and forget about those hard times. And of course, to our leaders, wherever you're watching, you are a public leader, you are a national leader, you are leading the people, you're not leading the animals. So speak good that can help to unite Kenyans and bring the growth of this country. I think to that point, we'll bring it to an end this evening from the Mofo TV, that is Political Temperature. I don't know, Musa, what do you have maybe as your parting shot and advice to the youth outside there about the political parties and whatever should be done to make sure that we are promoting peace as we near the 2027 election until we meet again to the next episode? Okay, my issue about the youths, yes. First of all, I will never forget to tell the youth that wherever you are out there, chukua kura, that is your voice. And second thing, let us not be misled by these leaders who they think without them this country cannot move forward. As long as we have the vote, we have the weapon that we can elect leaders on another step. Last thing, these leaders who are millennials, the boomers, don't take us to the era where people used to fight. We are not people who like fighting. We fight for our rights, but we have procedures to fight for our rights. We can protest, we can picket, we can ask for it through lawyers and all that. But imambo ya kuleta siasa incitement, we don't want that, and we are never part of it. Yeah. We are never a part of it. So that is it from Musa Kungu Mazena Kwambia. Like, let us make sure our statement are just centered to making sure that we are promoting peace. To those who have been watching and giving us their live comment, of course, we are grateful and we are very, very humbled, because you bet on us, we better ourselves for your sake. And of course, Pablito Jesse Julius was also one of those people watching. He's on there, he's lining up on the next podcast, of course. Just here because we believe to give you the best. And of course, we had a comment from Ken Hoodrich, of course. Pia alisema like he was watching and gave out his belief, comment. And of course, Yusuf the car doctor mwenye amesema he's watching from Somalia. say hi to Somalia. We don't know when last they had our national election. So that is it, having no any other business this evening from the political temperatures, of course. Behind the camera and the producer of this show is Silas Dalmas, ama ukipenda kijana anaitwa Boge. Anapenda labda mambo yake inafanyika mzuri jinsi ambavyo unaona live pictures, and of course making sure that you're getting the clear view of us as we discuss these issues this evening. And today, of course, he was on the front line to make sure that we are getting some good juice. That's why you saw like tulipiga sherehe ya discussion mzuri sana. Until the next episode, of course, bila kusahau Jesse Julius, the part and parcel of the Mofo TV fraternity, and of course the managing director, that is Mr. Morris Ambaise. I'm Vincent Okinda on behalf of the political temperatures here on Mofo TV. Usipotee, kula supper, and then in like 45 minutes we'll be back here for the very first podcast here at Mofo TV. Keep subscribing, welcome your friends, tell them that we are here and we are running. Thank you. Usilale, tunarudi in the next 45 minutes. Goodbye.